No doubt you have already heard about the crime and decay, but we actually love Detroit. Detroit is unlike any city we have ever been to. It was almost like a sci-fi movie, where everyone is coming out of hiding after a catastrophe and starting to rebuild. Yes, there were burnout homes and boarded up buildings, but there are also many architectural wonders and iconic buildings. After watching and reading so many negative stories and being warned not to visit, we were prepared for the worst, but we found that Detroit is actually really edgy, cool, and exciting. In this video, we will show you some of the good things about Detroit, Michigan. Is Detroit improving? Revitalizing a city that has lost over 1 million residents and declared bankruptcy is slow and complex. We did, however, find many projects that give us hope that Detroit is indeed heading in the right direction. So how did Detroit get here? Back in the 1920s, a lot of money was pouring into buildings and homes in Detroit from the automobile industry and prohibition liquor trade. By 1950, there were over 1.8 million people living there. Initially, the population declined because of factory closing and riots, but the population has continued to decline since that time. According to the U.S. Census, the population of Detroit is currently 632,000. A lot of people moved and are continuing to move to the suburbs with better schools, lower crime rates, and lower income taxes. However, Detroit is making a concerted effort to rebuild and bring people and businesses back. The thing that surprised us most were all of the innovative renovations of older historic buildings and also all of the modern buildings being built. For example, the 441-foot Fisher Building is jaw-dropping. It recently completed a 6-year, $30 million renovation. It is an iconic Art Deco building built in 1928 with limestone, granite, many types of marble, and with ornate brass and bronze metalwork. The Fisher Building is widely acknowledged to be the finest Art Deco structure to have ever been built in America. The Fisher brothers made their fortune making bodies for automobiles. The brothers told the architect Albert Kahn to build the most beautiful building in the world and not to sacrifice on quality. Another amazing fact is that the construction only took 15 months. Have you ever seen such a spectacular elevator? An intricate tile work? If you have, let me know in the comments. Construction was active everywhere we went, especially in the Midtown and Corktown neighborhoods. New businesses keep being added everywhere. Corktown, located just west of downtown Detroit, is known as one of the most up-and-coming neighborhoods in the U.S. It is a walkable neighborhood just west of downtown Detroit, close to the riverfront park with a view of Canada. It is the oldest neighborhood in the city, named after the Irish immigrants who settled there in the 1840s.
You know, we're an Irish and a Maltese type of a neighborhood. But then we also border up to, to southwest Detroit, which is, basically, is mainly Latino.
What we especially liked is that the Detroit landscape allows for uniqueness and experimentation. For example, we love this new shipping container building being built right in Corktown. Vacant buildings and parking lots are being replaced with some new luxury apartment communities, some with rooftop gathering areas and surround sound theaters. For example, the corner is a new $37 million mixed-use area on the site of the old Tiger Stadium. In addition to apartments and townhouses, the development even includes a community ballpark unlike anything we have ever seen. As well as baseball, it is used for football, soccer, and ultimate frisbee. To rent a place at the corner would cost $1,300 a month for a small studio or around $2,000 a month for a large one-bedroom. They have in-suite washer and dryers, floor-to-window ceilings, walk-in closets, quartz countertops, and panoramic views. We found a 2-bedroom townhouse with a rooftop deck backing onto the baseball field for sale for $585,000. We've heard of places backing onto a golf course, but never a baseball diamond. That's a lot of money for Detroit, but what a great location that will be, especially in a couple of years. Another new apartment community in Corktown is Elton Park. It is being completed in multiple phases and buildings at a cost of over $150 million. There's a rooftop terrace and lounge. Some units have loft-styled exposed ceilings with deconstructed ductwork and brick walls. Corktown is a perfect example of where progress and preservation meet to create a unique and vibrant community. Now, Detroit has many rundown neighborhoods with empty, overgrown lots and decaying houses. The Fitzgerald Revitalization project was launched to transform one of these neighborhoods. Back in 2017, more than half of the entire neighborhood was abandoned, as shown in these photos from Google Street View. 26 lots were cleared to create the Ella Fitzgerald Park. As you can see, there's a playground, a picnic area, a sports field, and a basketball court. The initial ambitious plan from 2017 was to transform the entire neighborhood and rehab 100 homes in 2 years. However, now in 2022, only 13 homes have been renovated. There are many complex reasons why the project has stalled, including financing issues and COVID. In addition, George Floyd's murder in 2020 sparked the desire for the mostly African American residents to want more control over the changes to their neighborhood instead of the developer. The project was still a success as many positive changes were made, such as adding bike lanes, cleaning up vacant lots, demolishing some of the wrecked homes, and boarding up others. A local artist, along with help from community members, created murals for the new public space. When we visited, a lot of kids were using the new playground and families were eating at the picnic area. It really was inspiring to see the potential of what can be done to improve a struggling neighborhood. In May 2017, the Q Line, a battery-powered, climate-controlled streetcar, was launched. The Q Line connects downtown Detroit with Midtown and New Center, and it's free to ride. It is even equipped with free Wi-Fi. It seemed to pass every few minutes. Currently, it only runs up and down Woodward Avenue, but they have grand plans for expansion. Another example of a neighborhood improvement project is the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative. Urban farming is a practice of growing fruit, vegetables, and other plants in an urban environment such as a city. This nonprofit brings fresh, healthy food to people who might not otherwise have access to it. Since 2011, the Michigan Urban Farming Initiative has grown and distributed organic produce to over 2,000 nearby households. It has been operating at this North End neighborhood since 2011 and have had over 10,000 volunteers. We were happy to see that this one initiative is in full force. They are also planning to build a resource center with a production and packaging facilities, a kitchen, and a marketplace. In 2017, they opened this new Little Caesars Arena, home of the Detroit Red Wings and the Detroit Pistons. This $863 million arena has a clear plastic roof concourse connecting it to the surrounding shops and offices. It is also used for concerts and even Disney on Ice. In 2018, Google relocated an office to the Little Caesars Arena property. Detroit is full of street art. The landscape of Detroit makes it the perfect location for this vibrant and exciting form of expression. Street art is out in the open for everyone to see and enjoy. By adding color, beauty, and meaning to otherwise dull and unremarkable spaces, street art makes Detroit more vibrant and alive. It also serves as a powerful form of social commentary, bringing attention to important issues and sparking conversation. The waterfront near downtown is already amazing and is about to get even better. An abandoned industrial area, 5.5 miles along the waterfront, just west of downtown, is being made into a recreational green space. The 22-acre space will include a water-themed park with a 20-foot bear slide, a playground, a water garden lined with trees and greenery, a sport pavilion, basketball courts, and an open lawn for special events, movies, and concerts. It will also have a swimming cove that will be an ice rink in the winter. It is scheduled to be completed in 2024. Before I show you the monumental restoration project that will be the turning point for Detroit, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. It will really help our channel to grow so we can show you many other great cities. The most visible revitalization project we visited was the breathtaking 500,000 square foot Michigan Central Station. Because of increased use of cars and less train travel, The station has been mostly empty since the last train left in 1988. For the last 30 years, it has been mainly used by vandals and drug users. The former central train station has been used as the backdrop of many music videos and movies, including a Transformers movie, Batman vs. Superman, and in the show Arrow. There have been many plans for its restoration over the years, but all have fallen through. However, in 2018, it was purchased by the Ford Motor Company. Ford plans to make it a new campus for autonomous vehicle development, offices, housing, restaurant, retail stores, and even a commuter rail.
We were very fortunate because one of the things with somebody like Ford Motor Company coming into Corktown and bringing 5,000 jobs.
It was supposed to be completed in 2022. When we went by, we were happy to see that construction was active, but it certainly won't be completed this year. When this project is complete, though, it will be a visual marker of the turning point for Detroit.
I would just say for anybody coming to Detroit, make sure you love and respect Detroit. Know that there were a lot of people here who gave a lot for this city to become what it's going to be or what it is. So,
the thing that gives us the most hope about the future of Detroit is the people we met. Almost all of the people we met in Detroit had a lot of pride in their city, as shown by this mural we saw at the Whole Foods store. Despite the many challenges that the city has faced over the years, the people of Detroit have always shown a remarkable spirit and determination.
Born and raised in the city of Detroit, and I'm proud to be from here. Why not? Even when the city was going through the hard times, I still was a proud Detroiter, and I couldn't start this business in any other city and have it thrive like Detroit.
We're a very resilient city. The folks, the people in Detroit are absolutely fantastic. You're not going to find a better group of welcoming and friendly people.
We ran across this tailgate party at the Eastern Market. Families were gathered at barbecues, cheering on the game with their friends. The YouTuber at Not Just Bikes recently made a video about how people no longer have a place where they can gather with members of their community. I bet he never imagined RVs with TVs attached to them. People are engaged in so many revitalization projects and other grassroots efforts to improve Detroit, we barely touch the surface. If you want somewhere to live where you can volunteer your time to make a difference, Detroit would be perfect. So we love Detroit, but the question remains, should we live there? Be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified about my next 2 videos. One on why we should move to Detroit, and one on why we should not move to Detroit. In the meantime, check out these other cities here.